top stories this evening, sponsored by Coors, bringing value home. National budget now stands at $1.558 trillion. Government continues to support failure, says MP Jordan, on GUYSUCO'S $13.4 billion budgetary allocation. 6 charged after failing to report Skinny's death. And opposition leader hammers government over 2026 budget. Dr. Todd says budget is not people-centered. HGP Nightly News begins now. Good evening to our viewers here in Guyana and online. I'm Travis Chase with the Tuesday, January 27, 2026 edition of the HGP Nightly News. We have what you need to know this evening. Antonio Day tells us first up that Guyana's national budget now stands at $1.558 trillion, following an almost 6-hour presentation by Senior Minister with responsibility for finance, Dr. Ashley Singh, on Monday at the National Assembly.
Ghana's $1.5 trillion budget, 2026, presented in the National Assembly on Monday, marks a 307% increase from the $383.1 billion budget in 2021. Senior Minister with responsibility for finance, Dr. Ashley Singh, said that the record budget supports his government's development agenda, themed Putting the Peoples First, building on strong economic growth, 19.3% overall, and 14.3% in the non-oil sector in 2025. The budget's theme is akin to the launch manifesto presented by the Partnership for National Unity, APNU, last year in the lead-up to the general and regional elections. Senior Minister Dr. Ashley Singh highlighted that the budget aims to convert economic expansion into investments that improve livelihoods, strengthen communities, and modernize infrastructure. He said despite the integral roles by small, micro, and medium-sized enterprises, they are faced with challenges such as access to requisite financing.
Going forward, the flagship SME Development Bank, announced by His Excellency the President, will completely transform the financing landscape for SMEs.
In recognizing the need to alleviate the financial burdens for small and medium-sized enterprises, Dr. Singh announced this measure.
Budget 2026 allocates the equivalent of $100 million to be injected into the Guyana Development Bank. This institution will provide SMEs, young entrepreneurs, women, and persons living with disabilities with access up to $3 million in microcredit loans at zero interest, with zero collateral requirement,
to enhance the competitiveness of the forestry sector, reduce construction costs, and support local manufacturers. Dr. Singh announced that the government will remove VAT on locally made furniture items such as doors, molding, and beds. Other key measures include raising the tax threshold to $140,000 monthly. Citizens aged 18 and older will receive a national cash grant of $100,000 in 2026, totaling over $60 billion in transfer nationwide. Additionally, the old age pension will increase from $41,000 to $46,000 starting January 1st, 2026, providing elderly citizens with an extra $5,000 monthly in addition to a one-off $20,000 transportation grant. Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Government says it is making its largest ever investment in public safety, with more than $36 billion budgeted in 2026 to strengthen the Guyana police force. Presenting the $1.558 trillion national budget in Parliament on Monday, the government outlined sweeping measures aimed at modernizing policing, deterring crime, and improving public confidence in law enforcement.
Over the next 5 years, we will substantially expand police presence in all communities. We will commence the design of an automated fleet management system to improve responsiveness, and, Mr. Speaker, to further expand the force's transport capabilities, an additional $900 million.
Over the past year alone, 4.7 billion was spent on police infrastructure, including the completion of 10 police stations, both houses and living quarters. For 2026, an additional 3.6 billion has been allocated to expand that footprint.
The construction of the Brick Dam police station, for which $1.2 billion is budgeted, completing 11 additional police stations, for which $475.7 million is budgeted, and advancing works on a modern police training academy at Dora.
Government also pointed to increased police mobility and accountability, noting the deployment of 5,000 body-worn cameras alongside new vehicles and transport assets. A further $900 million has been set aside to expand the force's mobility and responsiveness. Central to the crime-fighting strategy is the Safe Country Initiative, under which $6.2 billion was spent in 2025 to roll out high-tech surveillance. To date, 781 intelligent video surveillance sites have been installed across multiple regions, with another $5 billion earmarked in 2026 to continue the program.
We have taken unprecedented steps to have a modern Guyana police force capable of intelligence-driven, technology-based, citizen-friendly policing.
Community policing was also expanded, with more than 400 groups now operating nationwide. Government says $245.8 million will be invested this year to strengthen community engagement, digital platforms, and partnerships aimed at building trust and improving neighborhood safety. Training and professionalism remain a key focus. Almost 4,000 police ranks were trained in 2025, and 5,000 more are expected to benefit in 2026 under a $250 million training allocation, alongside moves toward a merit-based performance and accountability system. In total, government says the $36.2 billion allocation to the Guyana Police Force in 2026 reflects a deliberate push towards intelligence-driven, technology-based, and citizen-focused policing. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News. Still with budget, following Monday's marathon budget presentation themed Putting People First by Dr. Ashni Singh, opposition leader Azruddin Mohammed criticized the government's fiscal plan, arguing that instead of prioritizing the public, the government is prioritizing itself, families, friends, and favorite groups.
They're putting themselves first. They're putting their families, they're putting their friends, they're putting their favorites first. Because as you can see, the budget is heavy on infrastructure.
That was leader of the opposition, Azruddin Mohammed, providing feedback on the $1.55 trillion budget, which was presented on Monday by Dr. Ashni Singh, Senior Minister with responsibility for finance. Mr. Mohammed further contended that the budget focuses heavily on large capital projects and infrastructure spending, amounting to hundreds of billions, while neglecting direct support for human resource development.
Persons living with disabilities, presently they are receiving $22,000 per month. They give them $3,000 more per month. What can $3,000 a month do?
The opposition leader also noted that around 50,000 public assistance recipients will receive the same $3,000 monthly increase. Regarding pensions, Mohammed criticized the measures as falling short of previous promises to seniors. Pensioners will receive about $46,000 per month, along with a one-time transportation grant of $20,000. The We Invest in Nationhood leader contrasted this with an earlier commitment from the president, who had promised $60,000 monthly and a $50,000 transportation grant.
We were expecting the pensioners to get their money because they served us well, and it's time for them to live comfortable.
Dr. Dexter Todd, Member of Parliament from the Partnership for National Unity, criticized Budget 2026 for failing to address the present issues facing Guyanese consistently. He highlighted concerns including the persistently high cost of living, ongoing unemployment, unresolved problems in the health sector, shortages of medical professionals, and inadequate wages for teachers and other workers.
When the minister dissected what is going to be brought to the people, you recognize very clearly that it's not a budget which puts the people first. It does not really address the high cost of living. It does not address the high unemployment rate. The issues facing the health sector, the shortage of nurses. You have a situation in which what the nurses are earning compared to what the nurses are earning overseas.
Dr. Todd emphasized that the budget does not make any meaningful effort to align workers' wages with those in comparable Caribbean countries, raising serious doubts about the government's commitment to improving living standards. Antonio D. reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Stay with us. You're watching the HGP Nightly News.
We finance everything with Courts Ready Finance, from educational expenses and those unplanned emergencies. Get it done with financing through Courts Ready Finance. All you need to apply is a valid ID, proof of income, proof of address, and 2 references. Get quick approval and flexible monthly installments, plus credit protection insurance. Apply in store or online at courts.com. Courts Ready Finance. Ready when you are. Conditions apply.
Welcome to SNL Electrical Inc., where lighting and electrical needs are met with expertise and style. From the latest in electrical lamps to durable cables, circuit breakers, panels, we have it all. Illuminate your space with our elegant chandeliers, stunning crystal lights, and versatile pole lights. Looking to upgrade your comfort? Explore top-of-the-line AC units and our diverse selections of stylish styles. Visit us at 170-180 Thomas Street, Kitty, Georgetown. Discover a solution that not only lights up your world but transforms it. Call us on telephone number 226-3018 or 223-1634. SNL Electrical Inc., powering your life with elegance, quality, and care.
Make your home look great with sash windows from Gaffurs. They're fitted with 4mm thick glass, with a male and female frame that's easy to join. Comes with a built-in mosquito screen. You can adjust the opening for ventilation to suit yourself. And it has a safety locking mechanism too. Yes, Gaffurs sash windows not only look good, they've got all the great features that make them the best design in windows anywhere. Get Gaffurs sash windows for the perfect fit and finish for your home from the MacDoom Mega Store and Gaffurs outlets of Parika, Means, Land of Canaan, Rose Hall, Beatty, Kanji, and Guyana. Call 223-9896 for more information anytime. Gaffurs, the name you can trust.
Thanks for staying with us here on the HGP Nightly News. We tell you that the government is promising to transform communities across Guyana. The 2026 budget allocates $159.1 billion for housing and $21.6 billion for the water sector, aiming to deliver new homes and reliable potable water nationwide. Tiana Cole will tell you more.
The government says its major investments in the housing and water sectors are reshaping communities across the country. Presenting the 2026 national budget in the National Assembly, Minister of Finance Dr. Ashni Singh announced that $159.1 billion has been allocated for housing development, while $21.6 billion will support improvements in the water sector. Several initiatives were also introduced to make home ownership more affordable, including the removal of VAT on locally produced building materials, higher mortgage ceilings, and expanded housing assistance programs.
The delivery of affordable housing to our citizens has been nothing short of transformative. In fact, I believe meteoric would be a more appropriate word. Over the last 5 years, we have developed over 100 housing areas. We've allocated over 53,000 house lots. We've constructed over 2,600 homes across all income categories.
Looking ahead, Dr. Singh outlined plans to reduce the backlog of housing applications in most regions and shift toward turnkey homes to meet public demand. Over the next 5 years, 40,000 new homes are expected to be built. The $159.1 billion allocation for 2026 will support new housing areas, the allocation of 15,000 house lots, construction of 8,000 homes, and issuance of over 7,000 land titles.
We plan to build over the 5-year period 40,000 new homes. because of the tremendous demand for turnkey homes and the strong preference that is being expressed for turnkey homes instead of house lots.
Dr. Singh also highlighted the government's commitment to universal access to safe and reliable portable water. During the last term, 29 deep wells were drilled along the coastline and 230 medium-depth wells in interland communities. Major upgrades to water distribution networks have expanded access nationwide.
Access to safe and clean water is not only a basic human right, but it is one of the most essential necessities for a healthy life. Our aim is to provide access to a reliable supply of potable water nationwide by drilling new wells.
For 2026, Dr. Singh announced that $21.6 billion has been budgeted to expand wells, upgrade treatment plants, modernize distribution systems, and improve water quality across the country. Tiana Cole reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
We tell you now that the Guyana Sugar Corporation was once again awarded more than $13 billion in budgetary allocations. MP Vince Roy Jordan is of the view that the allocation would not see any improvement in the industry. The story from Marvin Cato.
A Partnership for National Unity APNU's Member of Parliament Vince Roy Jordan, speaking to Nightly News, gave a preliminary update on his views of allocations given to the Guyana Sugar Corporation. $13.3 billion was allocated to the Sugar Corporation in 2025, while $13.4 billion was allocated in the recently presented 2026 national budget.
I believe the government now put in another $13 billion, or in excess of $13 billion into GUYSUCO, is saying to Guyanese that they are prepared to continue supporting a failed industry.
The MP believes that sugar being produced at an average cost using world market prices of US $1.31 per pound, while it is being sold at US 17 cents per pound, which results in a loss of US $1.14 on every pound of sugar that GUYSUCO sells, shows exactly how grossly mismanaged the entity is. He stressed that the Guyanese people cannot continue to have the entity produce sugar at Guyana $275 per pound, sell it at $35 per pound, and entertain a $240 loss on every pound of sugar anymore. It is just not sustainable, the MP believes, and it is continued wastage.
The government is not prepared to make and take the necessary steps to ensure GUYSUCO not only produces, but also return to profitability.
The government has projected 100 tons of sugar to be produced by GUYSUCO this year. However, the MP stressed that like last year when they failed the first and second crop targets set for the year, the same will occur this year because of poor management of resources. He stressed that there will be supplementary funding requested even though $13.4 billion was allocated. The government has claimed that 59,600 tons of sugar produced in 2025 indicated an expansion of 26.5%. However, when based against the year's projected target, which was revised downwards twice, there is no way the entity could have expanded in 2025, the MP signaled.
The government is callous in their operation. They have demonstrated to Guyanese that they don't really care about the tax-paying dollars, and they don't value the hard work of Guyanese.
Jordan noted that GUYSUCO is important to a wide cross-section of Guyanese, and he is hoping that value for money is realized. He has implored the government that right-sizing the industry is the best option, and he hopes that since they copied sections of the APNU's manifesto on the industry, that they are able to implement that which they copied. Marvin Cato reporting for HGP Nightly News.
Government has outlined sweeping plans to transform Guyana's healthcare system, backed by major investments in 2025 and a further $161.1 billion allocation for 2026. The funding targets hospitals, medical equipment, digital health services, pharmaceuticals, and human resource development.
Government says its vision to build a modern, technology-driven and patient-centered healthcare system, anchored by significant investments in infrastructure, services, equipment, and human resources. The allocation was announced by Minister of Finance Dr. Ashley Singh during his budget presentation on Monday at the ALLOCATION Conference Center.
Our aim is to deliver a modern, world-class health sector that ensures access to state-of-the-art medical facilities and equipment, the timely availability of drugs and medical supplies, and the integration of digital technologies.
Medical equipment investment formed a significant part of the 2025 program, with $4.3 billion allocated to expand imaging services, telemedicine, and diagnostic capacity. Access to medicines was also prioritized, as $28 billion was spent on drugs and medical supplies to improve availability nationwide. Human resource development was supported through $852 million for health sciences training complexes and dormitories, alongside expanded medical and nursing training programs. Building on the foundation, government has budgeted $106 to $1.1 billion for the health sector in 2026 to accelerate reforms. This includes $24 billion to advance construction of the pediatric and maternity hospital and 6 regional hospitals, $1.5 billion for upgrades to the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation, and the completion of the Campbellville and Industry Polyclinics, and $1.1 billion for the National Neurological Rehabilitation Center and a modern oncology center.
A flagship undertaking in the health sector is the digitization of the healthcare system through the implementation of a national electronic health record system.
The medical equipment expansion will continue in 2026 with $3.1 billion allocated for MRI and CT scanners, cardiac catheterization services, telemedicine expansion, and AI-supported diagnostics. Government also plans major investment in drug distribution systems and supply chain modernization, alongside the rollout of the National Electronic Health Records System.
A critical aspect of our healthcare delivery is the expansion and upgrade where needed of our fleet of medical equipment.
Describing the scale of the transformation ahead, the minister reiterated the importance of digital integration across the sector.
A total of $161.6 billion is budgeted to further propel.
Tiana Cole reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
You're watching the HGP Nightly News. Stay with us. There is more news ahead.
Planning a cleanup? We can help. Sevon's Waste Management skip bins can be provided for home renovation projects, yard cleanup, or construction project. It's simple. Step 1, give us a call. Step 2, we put down the bin. Step 3, load it up with all of your junk. Step 4, we take it away. That's simple. Bins are also available in various sizes, so there is no job that is too big or too small. Call Sevon's Waste Management today at 218-1455.
We finance everything with Courts Ready Finance, from educational expenses and those unplanned emergencies. Get it done with financing through Courts Ready Finance. All you need to apply is a valid ID, proof of income, proof of address, and 2 references. Get quick approval and flexible monthly installments, plus credit protection insurance. Apply in store or online at courts.com. Courts Ready Finance. Ready when you are. Conditions apply.
Welcome back to the HGP Nightly News. On the police blotter, 6 persons have been charged and fined in connection with the failure to report an unnatural death as investigations continue into the shooting of Jamal Bourne, also known as Skinny, whose suspected remains were later found in Linden. Police say the charges stem from events which occurred on Sunday, January 18, 2026. The 6 accused were jointly charged with failing to report the death of Jamal Bourne, also known as Skinny, contrary to Section 39 of the Coroner's Act, Chapter 403. Those charged are 26-year-old Shiloh nurse of Church Street, Stanley Town, West Bank, Demerara; Joshua Angoy, 20, of Caneville, East Bank, Demerara; a 17-year-old male of Yarracabra, Linden Highway; Tyrone Gill, called Ace, 21, of North Rhymeville, Georgetown; Latana Rambarat, 18, of Bell West, West Bank, Demerara, and Sasha Lycan, 21, of Samantha Point Grove, East Bank, Demerara. The accused were arrested on January 20, 2026, and appeared before Magistrate Russia Liverpool at the Linden Magistrates Court. All pleaded guilty and were each fined $9,750. The 17-year-old was sent away. In a related matter, Shiloh Nurse has also been charged separately with unlawful possession of a firearm without a license and unlawful possession of ammunition without a license. Nurse pleaded not guilty to those charges and was remanded to prison. That matter has been adjourned to February 18, 2026. Police have confirmed that the charges are connected to the ongoing investigation into the death of Jamal Bourne, known as Skinny, whose suspected remains were discovered in Linden following the live-streamed incident. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News. The Forward Guyana movement leader says Budget 2026 is unimpressive, more of the same, and lacks what the theme portrays.
After 6.5 hours, the only thing I'm impressed by is maybe Ashley's fortitude. Nothing else is impressive.
That was Amanzo Walton Desir, leader of Forward Guyana Movement and member of Parliament in the 13th Parliament, expressing our disappointment in the 2026 budgetary allocations made.
If you heard the budget in 2025 and you listen to this budget, they're virtually the same. So if you want to understand impact, look to see whether your life was better at the end of 2025 than it was at the beginning.
The MP framed their criticism on the basis that our deep concern remains the very troubling report by the Inter-American Development Bank, citing inflation and the rising food costs, and listed the paltry increases given to old age pensioners. Walton Desir contends that this is going to be problematic. Old age pension, for example, moved from $41,000 to $46,000, a mere $5,000 increase, after promising a $60,000 increase on the 2025 election campaign trail.
And then having temerity to steal a whole theme of putting people first is just shameless. But, nobody has a monopoly on ideas.
The lack of emphasis on the University of Guyana is also a cause for concern, the MP stressed. She pointed out that the university requested $21.2 billion, but was only allocated $14.5 billion, while the Gold program was given more. She believes the budget is more of the same. It is heavy on infrastructure development, more for their friends, family, and favorites, and more of nothing for the people of Guyana. The MP said her heart bleeds because looking ahead, it is going to be a very difficult year for Guyanese in terms of weathering the storm of inflation. $9 billion was set aside for cost of living relief at a time when food prices are exponentially high, the MP stressed. Marvin Cato reporting for HGP Nightly News.
Stay tuned for regional news.
Fruitopia, it's a drink that's hype. The citrus punch, fruit punch tastes nice. Guava, pineapple, that give me a vibe. We no want nothing less compared to the rest. Fruitopia the best. Quench any thirst when it comes to the test. Perfect thing for my lunch. Flavors pack a punch. Fruitopia, it's a drink that's hype. The citrus punch, fruit punch tastes nice. Fruitopia, the drink that rocks your lunchtime.
This Saturday and Sunday, come down to Gafour's all-new Home and Office Center, upstairs of the MacDo Mega Complex. We got everything to fix up your place. Recliners, TVs, refrigerators, chandeliers, kitchen appliances, fitness equipment, outdoor furniture, toys, back-to-school bags, all under one roof at prices you can't beat. We open Saturday from 7:30 to 4 and Sunday from 9 to 4. And here it is. You getting 10% off store-wide every Sunday. So don't miss this opportunity to save big. Call 223-9896 or come down this weekend to Gafour's all-new Home and Office Center, upstairs of the MacDo Mega Complex. Gafour's, the name you can trust. See you there.
Good evening and welcome to Tuesday's edition of the Regional News. I'm Antonio Day. Here's what you need to know as we begin with news in Trinidad and Tobago. Just over 12 hours into the launch of the government's online migrant registration framework, the website had recorded over 137,000 hits, Homeland Security Minister Roger Alexander reported on Tuesday. He is now urging all migrants in Trinidad and Tobago to come forward, insisting that the framework offer a layer of protection against exploitation, including by employers. Alexander said as of 1 p.m. on Monday, data showed that 1,611 persons started their applications but did not complete the process. The number of completed applications was at 599 at that time, he advised. Over to news in Antigua and Barbuda. The Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party, known as the ABLP, is scheduled to launch a series of town hall meetings within the next 2 weeks to strengthen the engagement between constituency representatives and the people they serve. Gaston Brown, Prime Minister and Member of Parliament for St. John's City West, said that these meetings are designed to ensure that both sitting representatives and candidates maintain a close and consistent connection with their constituents. He emphasized that while the government has always encouraged ministers to set aside quote-unquote specific constituency days for public access, these new forums will provide a more structured and formal opportunity for dialogue. During his remarks, Prime Minister Brown acknowledged the challenges that come with balancing ministerial duties and public representation. And finally, with international news, India and the European Union struck a long-delayed deal on Tuesday that will slash tariffs on most goods, aiming to boost two-way trade and reduce the reliance on the United States amid growing global trade tensions. The deal is expected to double European Union exports to India by 2032 by eliminating or reducing tariffs in 96.6% of traded goods by value, and will lead to savings of 4 billion euros in duties for European companies, the European Union said. That has brought us to the end of Tuesday's edition of the Regional News. I'm Antonio Day. Do have an enjoyable rest of your evening, and goodbye for now.
Let's join Delvin Neblet for HGP's Sports Pulse.
Good evening, Guyana. I'm Delvin Neblet with your HGP TV Sports Pulse for today, Tuesday, January 27, 2026. As part of their series of engagements with national sports institutions, the National Sports Commission recently met with executives of the Guyana Basketball Federation to review activities, strengthen collaboration, align future plans. The Commission praised the Federation as one of Guyana's most active and well-run sporting bodies in 2025. The Guyana Basketball Federation successfully hosted major international events including the One Guyana 3-on-3 Quest and the Women's Caribbean Championship, while also staging the largest basketball league in the Caribbean through the One Guyana Premier League. The Federation expressed gratitude for continued NSC support as it prepares an ambitious development agenda for 2026. The NSC reaffirmed its backing and noted the GBF's recognition as Sports Association of the Year for 2024. More in basketball, both Queen's College and St. Stanislaus College recorded victories as the school's basketball league continued on Friday. Team QC defeated Marion Academy 48-14 at the Marion Court to remain unbeaten after 2 matches. At the Burnham Hard Court, St. Stanislaus College defeated St. Rose's High 48-39. Queen's College now leads the standings with 2 wins, followed by the Government Technical Institute, President's College, and St. Stanislaus College. The league will run from January to March with 6 schools competing in a double round-robin format. Hockey Club Titans claimed the men's title at the Bounty Farm one-day outdoor hockey tournament with a 1-0 win over Pepsi Hikers, decided by a late goal from Shaquan Favorite. Both teams advanced through strong group and semi-final performances to reach the final. In the women's competition, GBTI GCC Tigers secured the championship after an unbeaten run, capping the tournament with a victory over GCC Spice. The event marked the opening outdoor hockey tournament of the 2026 season. Angeli Prasad took early control of the National Top League Golf competition, finishing as the leader after the opening round at the Lusignan Golf Course on Sunday. Prasad posted the lowest gross and net scores to earn maximum points despite equipment issues during his round. Videsh Prasad finished in second, followed by Mike Mangle, Brian Hackett, and Spencer Hutchins. The league continues weekly and remains open to new participants. Finally, in Cricket West Indies officially announced their 15-member squad to contest the 2026 ICC Men's T20 World Cup from February 7 to March 8 in India and Sri Lanka. Led by Barbadian Shea Hope, the squad features 6 Guyanese: Pudakish Moti, Shimron Hetmaya, Romario Shepherd, Shamar Joseph, Shafin Rutherford, and Quinton Sampson. The West Indies team also includes Jaden Seals, Rovman Powell, Brandon King, Akil Hussain, Jason Holder, Matthew Ford, Roston Chase, and Johnson Charles. That's it for this edition of the HGP TV Sports Pulse. I'm Delwyn Neblett, reminding you to stay in the game.
$2026 budget now at $1.558 trillion. Government continues to support failure. MP Jordan on GUYSUCO. 6 charged after failing to report Skinny's death. And opposition leader hammers government over 2026 budget. Dr. Todd says budget is not people-centered. Those are our major headlines. For these stories and more, please go to our website. It's www.hgptv.com. I'm Travis Chase. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.